Chapter 81, Passed the Imperial Examination. Who in the world doesn't know you? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Blue Star Calendar, 8 p.m. on June 8, 3024, a notice, it resounded throughout Daxia. On the land of 960 million square kilometers, as long as you are a professional, as long as you are not in a special copy, as long as you have accepted the important notices of the entire territory of Daxia by default, you will receive such a notice. Daxia Regional Notice. Inform all Daxia professionals that the 2024 National Professional College Entrance Examination has ended. The top 10 in the country will be announced in turn below. Look up at the sky. Let us wish these 10 young talents a bright future. As this reminder was sent to the ears of hundreds of millions of professionals in Daxia, Lin Yi also saw that the golden scroll in the sky was still slowly spreading. And the brilliance was getting stronger and stronger, it seemed to span the entire sky before it would stop. Lin Yi was a little surprised. He originally thought that the national list announcement should be like the provincial list announcement, just a formality and a notice. He didn't expect it to be so grand. And with special effects. Can only the Imperial Capital see this special effect? As if to answer Lin Yi's doubts, Li Yuanjing also pressed the car window, stuck his head out of the window, saw the golden list in the sky, and smiled. You haven't seen it before? Seeing Lin Yi shaking his head, Li Yuanjing continued. This is a cutting-edge spiritual crystal technology that transmits the image to the minds of all professionals registered as Daxia through communication spiritual crystals and image spiritual crystals. Non-professionals, of course, can't see it. Lin Yi understood. A month ago, he was just an ordinary person, so naturally he had never seen such a big scene in the first 18 years of traveling to this world. You may wonder, our country attaches so much importance to the protection of talents, why do we still have to do such a big fanfare to announce the list? Lin Yi was indeed thinking about this question in his mind at the moment. From what Meng Yuanzhou said to him before, he could understand the meaning of the Daxia high level, and he didn't think it was just official rhetoric. He thought that the top leaders of Daxia attached great importance to young people with potential like him, but the current process did conflict with this purpose. The most fundamental reason is that being on the gold list is the most romantic embodiment of our Daxia's profound culture, especially for candidates who have achieved excellent results in the annual college entrance examination. This is also a glorious moment in their lives. To put it in a broader sense, being on the gold list is a capital of boasting for a family to boast for 100 years. Lin Yi nodded. To be honest, let's not talk about others, just talk about himself. He also felt very happy when he saw the country making such a pomp for him and letting others show off. Then there is the exposure issue that you are concerned about. This is a problem that we have to face no matter what. Even if we don't release the list, other countries and forces will find ways to obtain information about you. So, it's better to let you have a glorious time. In the final analysis, it still depends on whether our national strength is strong enough and the overall strength of professionals is strong enough. Naturally, we will not be afraid of the villains, and even dare to say that they will punish them even if they are far away. You were born in a good era. At least in Daxia, you will definitely be safe. If history goes back 100 years, it will be a completely different picture. Okay, the list has been unfolded, enjoy this moment. Li Yuanjing's words were full of envy. This kind of honor, only 10 out of the millions of candidates in Daxia can enjoy it every year. He is obviously not among them. Lin Yi found that on the avenue outside the car window, all the pedestrians stopped to look at the sky. Whoosh bang. A brilliant firework rose into the night sky, exploding a gorgeous stream of light, firing the first shot of celebration. Then, more and more fireworks rose to the sky, lighting up the night of the entire imperial capital. In the sky, on the huge golden list, a person's name began to slowly emerge at the bottom. 10th place, Zhaozan, Xinjiang province sent to the exam, 5 rounds of scores, 17988, final evaluation, excellent. The crowd began to cheer and applaud. The fireworks were gorgeous, and the golden list was dazzling. As one name after another appeared, the atmosphere on the entire street was completely set off to a climax. At this moment, similar scenes were staged all over Daxia. No matter how busy the work is today, no matter how much suffering there is in life, they will choose this special moment of the year, go to the street, find a place with a wide view, and send the most sincere blessings for the future of Daxia. Awesome! Come on! The future of our country depends on you. I wish you a bright future. I wish you a great success. The traffic stopped, and the crowd, holding wine glasses in their hands and smiling on their faces, celebrated loudly in the dazzling golden light and fireworks. Immersed in such an atmosphere, Lin Yi suddenly understood the most profound meaning of the cultural tradition of passing the imperial examination, which has spanned thousands of years of Daxia history. It carries the most earnest and simple expectations of countless Daxia people for the pillars of the country and the rising sun. Lin Yi felt a power called faith. At the same time, he also felt that there was something heavy on his shoulders at this moment. At this moment, less than 2 hours had passed since the end of the 5th round. Most of the top 10 candidates from various provinces in the country did not leave Imperial Capital. At this moment, they, like Lin Yi, stood under the gold list and looked up at everything. However, their expressions were either excited, expectant, or even celebrating, and most people's faces were full of regret, remorse, and even sadness. Even if they were the top 10 in their respective provinces, even if they were all famous geniuses, they pale in comparison to the names on the list at this moment. In a ward in Imperial Capital, thanks to the protection of Meng Yuanzhou and the treatment of countless treatment professionals and doctors, Xia Yuyan is now awake, and her injuries have mostly healed. Outside the window of the ward, fireworks are brilliant. The moment he looked out the window, the gold list just came to the second place, Xia Yuyan, Imperial Capital sent the exam, 5 rounds of score, 606835, final evaluation, perfect. Wow! What a high score. Xia Yuyan, I think I've heard of this name. She's the granddaughter of the god of war Chaoyuan. Everyone in the professional circle of the Imperial Capital knows her. Ah! Isn't she the first among the young talents of our great Xia this year? Why is she the second? There was a heated discussion on the street outside the ward window. The name Xia Yuyan is too famous in the entire Beijing circle. Or rather, her grandfather Xia Chaoyuan is too famous, and it's hard for her not to be famous. The discussion of these people is like a bayonet. Xia Yuyan couldn't stop trembling. I am shaking. I am afraid. The next moment, Xia Yuyan was completely surprised. Fear. This emotion has been completely eliminated since she was 9 years old. At this moment, she found that she seemed to have become a normal person again. She also has things to fear. A lazy and handsome face appeared, and Xia Yuyan bit her lips tightly with her pearly teeth. She will never forget this face. Chapter 82. A dragon has really appeared in my Jiangcheng. My hometown is cheering and rejoicing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Look, the first place on the gold list has appeared. How strong must the first place be to have won against Xia Yuyan? Who is it? Is Lu Yu the first place? The grandson of God of War Lu. I heard he's also very strong. Are you blind? Lu Yu is in third place, hasn't he been announced? Oh. I missed it. Who is the first place? Countless people crowded on the street. The gold list unveiled the candidates from 2nd to 10th place. The suspense of the first place has been left until now. Most of the names on the gold list are well known and even talked about. That's why everyone is so curious. Who is the one who stepped on these geniuses who became famous at a young age and took the National College entrance examination this year? Although the gold content of the top 10 in the country is very high every year, but it will definitely not be higher than this year, because Xia Yuyan is taking the National College entrance examination this year. At the same time, Lu Yu, a 12-year-old genius, had completed all the regular courses and received a special admission quota from the top university in Daxia. He was specially approved to participate in this year's National College entrance examination. For people who have received special admission invitations, participating in the college entrance examination is just a formality. It's just that Lu Yu is very competitive. Even though he has been admitted to the best university in the country, he still wants to prove that he is the first. Unfortunately, he met Xia Yuyan. Ah! Isn't Sister Yuyan the first? In a high-end residence in Daijing, Lu Yu sat on the terrace, looking at the golden list in the sky. his head was almost burnt. After he was eliminated, he was furious. He left the examination room directly and did not pay attention to the follow-up situation. In his mind, after he was eliminated by Xia Yuyan, the first place must be Xia Yuyan, and at this moment, Xia Yuyan's name appeared in the second place. Lu Yu suddenly remembered something in his mind at this moment. No. This is impossible. The next moment he realized that something was wrong. The golden list in the sky burst into an unprecedented blazing light. The whole night was dispelled by the golden light. At the same time, at the top of the golden list, the highest position, the line of words began to slowly emerge. Full marks in 5 rounds, the top scorer in the country. The moment these 8 words appeared, all the professionals in the country were stunned. They had experienced too many announcements. But it was the first time they saw such a special effect on the golden list. Full marks in 5 rounds. How is this possible? How did they do it? After seeing that Xia Yuyan could only come in second, everyone realized that the first place in this year's National College Entrance Examination might really be a heavyweight, but I didn't expect it to be so amazing. Full marks in 5 rounds. Has anyone ever done this in the history of the Great Xia College Entrance Examination? At this moment, Lin Yi even found that the people around him forgot to cheer and applaud, because the shock Lin Yi brought to them was far more shocking than the other 9 people on the list. Here it comes. Li Yuanjing looked at the golden list in the sky. Below the words National Number 1 Scholar, the line of gold-plated characters began to slowly appear. He was also extremely excited. Witnessed by hundreds of millions of professionals in Daxia, the name at the top of the list was announced. Jiangcheng. Hurry up, what are you dawdling about? The names will be announced soon. Jiang Xian, who had just finished dinner and knew that the list would be announced soon, was a little impatient. Although he looked like a senior in front of Lin Yi and Jiang Ye, he was actually a super impatient person. Slow down, oh, my old waist. Wang Dehai was dragged by Jiang Xian and climbed all the way to the top floor of the Jiangcheng Professional Alliance Association. The view here is wide, and you can completely see the huge golden list in the sky. Following Jiang Xian and Wang Dehai, there is also Zhu Qian, this old principal of Lin Yi. After knowing that Lin Yi got the first place in the province, has not slept well for a whole day. At this moment, they were like chicken blood, and found Jiang Xian to watch the national gold list announcement moment together. Not only them, in fact, at this moment, all the professionals in the entire Jiangcheng city also spontaneously walked to the street, begin to observe the annual announcement. The streets were crowded with people, although there were no fireworks to celebrate like the Imperial Capital, but the atmosphere in this small city was equally peaceful and beautiful. Look, the 9th place has been announced. Why is Xiaoyi's name not there? Jiang Xian's face changed when he saw the name that had appeared on the gold list. Why are you in a hurry? It's only the 9th place. Maybe Xiaoyi's ranking will be higher. The fat Wang Dehai bent over, panting, and comforted. That's right, keep watching. Although Jiang Xian said so, he kept clenching his right fist, looking extremely nervous. Hey, don't say I'm ruining the fun. Although Xiaoyi got first place in our province, he's still in the top 10 in the country. Aren't you expecting too much from him? He's already very good and has worked very hard, but you know we haven't done anything for him. It didn't provide him with the best leveling environment, and it didn't provide him with the best training resources. In fact, it was only after he went through that special trial that we realized that our Jiangcheng class had such a genius. Compared with others, his starting line is far behind. Wei Xing, the commander-in-chief of the Jiangcheng Professional Alliance, has always been the most rational one. These words came out of his mouth. Wang Dehai and Jiang Xian were instantly ashamed. Yes, they really didn't provide much help to Lin Yi's growth, so, why do they demand that Lin Yi must be among the top 10 in the country? That's right, we have 130,000 candidates in Dongjiang province. I heard that the total number of candidates in our country this year has exceeded 3 million. The difference in difficulty between standing out among 130,000 people and winning among 3 million people is huge. Wang Dehai, the mayor of Jiangcheng City and the director of Jiangcheng Education Department, is a little lonely. He's trying to make amends for himself. just when everyone's atmosphere fell into a downturn, but suddenly I heard waves of exclamations erupting from the crowd on the street below the building. He looked up again at the golden list in the sky. 8 big characters come into view. Number 1 in the country, perfect score in 5 rounds. Then, a line of large gilded characters slowly emerged under the 8-character title. The old principal Lin Yi, Zhuo Qian, who had been standing behind Jiang Xian and Wang Dehai, saw the line of words clearly, the name following the first place, immediate cardiac arrest. I almost didn't catch my breath, and I was about to fall down as I leaned back. Fortunately, Wei Xing helped him in time, but when he himself saw the line at the top of the gold list, his legs also felt weak and he almost fell to the ground with Zhuo Qian. First place, Lin Yi, submitted for examination in Dongjiang Province, 5-round score, 1 million, final evaluation, peak. The gold medal is revealed to the world. At this moment, the Xiaoya is at this moment, no one in the world knows you. Please recommend and vote for monthly tickets. Chapter 83 Returning Home with Glory. Top universities compete for talent. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Boom. On the rooftop, several people who represent the pinnacle of power and strength in Jiangcheng, a level 5 base city, all felt their brains roar, then everything went blank. They didn't realize it until the streets below erupted with earth-shaking cheers and applause. This is not a dream. This is real. A dragon has appeared in their Jiangcheng. After experiencing the initial shock, Wang Dehai wiped his eyes and looked at the golden list in the sky again. After reconfirming that the person at the top of the list was named Lin Yi, he muttered to himself, really, is it really him? It won't be a duplicate name. Jiang Xian slapped his big belly directly, his eyes red, and his voice trembled. Will the duplicate name be repeated in the province? It says Dongjiang sent the exam. Are you blind? Among the 10 people sent by our Dongjiang province who can participate in the 5th round, is there a second person named Lin Yi? Jiang Xian's words were like a loud bell, completely awakening everyone. He helped everyone eliminate the last bit of doubt in their hearts. Wow! Zhuo Qian, who had just recovered, burst into tears like a child, but everyone knew that these were tears of joy. The top scholar. The top scholar in the country. How could Jiangcheng have such a gifted man? Back to Lin Yi, the luxury car slowly drove through the crowded avenue. Lin Yi heard his name from countless people, the fireworks were blooming and the golden list was dazzling. According to Li Yuanjing, this golden list will last until after midnight before it disappears. I am really happy, but I am really tired. Lin Yi yawned, closed his eyes, listened to the salutes and noise outside the car window, and took a short nap. When he opened his eyes again, he had arrived at the hotel. As soon as he entered the hotel, Lin Yi was shocked by the grand decoration of the entire hotel lobby. This is not comparable to a traditional 5-star hotel. Lin Yi even saw 2 or 3 king-level marine creatures in the aquarium on the right side of the lobby. Under Li Yuanjing's arrangement, the check-in procedures were completed quickly. The two entered the elevator, and Li Yuanjing said, I have already told the hotel's kitchen to make 3 or 4 home-cooked dishes for you on the way here. When you return to your room, they should be on the table. I will wait for you in the lobby tomorrow morning. You can come down when you wake up naturally, and we will go back to Dongjiang together. Lin Yi thanked him. Uncle Li, I really troubled you all the way, thank you. Lin Yi's gratitude was sincere. After all, Li Yuanjing is the second in command of a provincial education bureau. He did things that should have been done by his subordinates along the way. It shows how much he values himself. No need to thank me, it's my honor. Who asked you to bring such a great honor to our Dongjiang? I should thank you. By the way, I live next door to you. If you have anything tonight, you can come to me. After exiting the elevator, the two came to the door of their room. Li Yuanjing nodded to Lin Yi. He swiped the room card first and entered his room. Lin Yi opened the door. I was shocked by the luxury of this hotel again. He originally thought that the suite Li Yuanjing was talking about should be a large master bedroom, plus a few practical rooms. Who knew that as soon as he entered the door, Lin Yi saw an extremely spacious living room. On the dining table in the living room, there were several dishes that had just come out of the pot and were even steaming. The entire suite is divided into 3 floors in total. The huge floor-to-ceiling window at the end of the living room can overlook the night view of the entire imperial capital. Is this the life of Mr. Jing? It's really luxurious. The aroma of food filled his nose. Although he had enjoyed Lin Yu's cooking skills before going to the Noah's wreckage in the dungeon, he was really hungry now. Thinking of Lin Yu, Lin Yi sank his consciousness into the dead space. He found that the girl had fallen asleep, her eyelashes were even trembling slightly with each breath. Lin Yi did not disturb her. He had wanted to ask her to come out and eat together. Now he could only eat 3 bowls of food with tears in his eyes. After wolfing down, Lin Yi put down his bowl and chopsticks, went up to the bathroom on the 2nd floor, and took a good bath. Then he came to his own big bed and lay down. The ultimate relaxation brought him an excellent sleep. When he woke up again, it was almost 10 o'clock the next morning. Lin Yi stretched and got up from the bed. It was really cool to sleep until 10 o'clock. This is much more comfortable than going to bed at 8 o'clock in the morning. After washing up, Lin Yi did not bring any luggage. After going down to the hotel lobby and meeting Li Yuanjing, they went to have breakfast. The two checked out and left the hotel, and were picked up by a special car. Arrived at the teleportation hall of Daijing. Half an hour later, Lin Yi and Li Yuanjing finally returned to the gate of Dongjiang Education Administration. As soon as they walked into the lobby on the 1st floor of the Education Administration building, something unexpected happened to Lin Yi and Li Yuanjing. It's Deputy Director Li. He's back. The man next to him. Yes. It's Lin Yi. That's him, the top scorer in this year's National College Entrance Examination. First, several people exclaimed, then Lin Yi and Li Yuanjing saw a group of people rushing towards them. The next moment, countless microphones and cameras were aimed at Li Yuanjing and Lin Yi. Deputy Director Li, our Dongjiang has cultivated a national champion this year, please give a speech. Deputy Director Li, is the person next to you our national champion this year, Lin Yi? We are reporters from Dongjiang Satellite TV, can we let Lin Yi say a few words to us? Li Yuanjing was stunned by the microphone that was almost at his lips. However, out of the instinct to protect Lin Yi, he still stood in front of Lin Yi and blocked these already crazy media reporters outside, and the next moment when Li Yuanjing wanted to speak, his pupils suddenly shook violently. Because he found that it was not only these reporters and media people who surrounded him, there were also several professionals wearing special college uniforms and with strong aura. These people, damn. Li Yuanjing instantly recognized a small number of professional colleges present, in addition to several 211 and 985 universities in Dongjiang province. There are even top universities ranked in the top 10 in the country. How did they come so quickly? Are they here to steal people? This is too crazy. The enrollment work of various universities has a very rigorous process. It is similar to what Lin Yi knew in his previous life. After the National College Entrance Examination is over and the results are announced, the follow-up is the stage where candidates fill in their own applications. After filling in the application, whether they can be admitted to each volunteer university still needs to be reviewed and selected by the corresponding universities. Like the current situation, they all came to the scene in a swarm. Li Yuanjing thought of another possibility, that is, special recruitment. There is no need to go through the application process at all. The relevant departments and management of the admissions office of the university directly invite a student to enroll. This is a great honor for all Daxia students. And today, Lin Yi seems to receive more than one special recruitment invitation, but dozens. Chapter 84 Free House and Money. Imperial Capital Army, steal the house directly. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Assets Department of Jiangcheng Dingxing Mining Group. In the huge office, Lin Guodong leaned back in the comfortable sofa chair, picked up the enamel cup on the table and took a sip of tea. He was actually a little uncomfortable. Overnight, he went from a worker who had to do hard work in the mine every day to the director of the Assets Department. He arrived at the company at 7 o'clock this morning and learned that the working hours here are 11 o'clock in the morning. He can get off work at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. There is still a 2-hour lunch break at noon, and there is no work for him to do. The same office is full of his executives, or the employees of the next level of these executives. All Lin Guodong needs to do every day is to sign and occasionally go to a meeting. With the air conditioner on, Lin Guodong has a smile on his face. I don't know how Xiaoyi's grades in the Daijing exam are. Have you finished the exam? Although the gold list last night made all the professionals in Dongjiang know Lin Yi's name, but everyone in Lin Guodong's circle is an ordinary person. For them, receiving relevant information is delayed. Even though a night had passed, Lin Guodong didn't know that his son had already won the first place in the country. The previous first place in the province was enough for him to be proud of for a lifetime. "Brother Lin, what are you so happy about? Share it with us." A crisp female voice sounded. It was Xiao Liao, who had just been promoted in the office, who spoke. She was very young, had not been in the system for a long time, and had an extroverted personality, so before everyone else in the office tried not to have in-depth communication with Lin Guodong, the new official who had just taken office, she took the lead in speaking. Nothing, it's just that my son got a pretty good score in the college entrance examination yesterday, and he was lucky enough to go to Jiangcheng to take the last round of exams. I don't know how he is now. But it's okay. His current achievements have far exceeded my expectations of him. Everyone in the office pricked up their ears when they heard this, although they are not professionals, but in this era, everyone knows that professionals are superior to others, and many relatives or friends in the family have professionals. Naturally, they are familiar with the National College Entrance Examination for Professionals. Xiao Liao exclaimed. "Oh! Director Lin, my brother also took the college entrance examination this year. He told me yesterday that the candidate who ranked first in Dongjiang is also surnamed Lin." "It can't be." Lin Guodong's smile became even brighter. It's him." For a moment, the atmosphere of the whole office was mobilized. A simple girl like Xiao Liao didn't think so much, she was just curious about why Lin Guodong was so happy today. Others started to compliment him one by one. Ding-ling-ling. At this moment, the mobile phone in Lin Guodong's pocket rang. Even though he has been promoted to the director of a department, Lin Guodong still maintains the good habit of frugality. This mobile phone has a loud ringtone, large fonts, not many functions, and even the screen has been cracked in half, but he just can't bear to change it. As for mobile phones, it's enough to talk and communicate. The most important thing is that the volume of his old phone is the same as the external speaker. In fact, everyone in the office can hear what the person on the other end of the phone says. After seeing that the caller's place of origin is Imperial Capital, Lin Guodong was stunned for a moment, and then he thought of something and quickly picked up the phone. "Hello, is this Mr. Lin Guodong, the father of Lin Yi?" Lin Guodong was shocked. An unfamiliar number, a place of origin in another place, could it be a liar? "Yes, what's wrong?" Although he was suspicious, Lin Guodong wanted to hear what was going on. "Hello, Mr. Lin Guodong. I am Director Chen of the Admissions Office of Imperial Capital Military University. You can just call me Xiao Chen." It was not just Lin Guodong who heard this, almost everyone in the office heard it. After hearing the 6 words Imperial Capital Military University, everyone was dumbfounded. Then they took a breath of cold air instantly. The name of a person, the shadow of the school. Even if they are not professionals, it does not prevent them from knowing some of the top professional institutions in the country. Imperial Military University, it is neither a 211 nor a 985, because this university is a military school. And it ranks 7th in the country. It is the whole country, not the whole province. At this moment, a top professional university ranked 7th in the country actually took the initiative to call Lin Guodong. Why? This question cannot be thought about in detail. It will feel a little scary when you think about it. However, before Lin Guodong could organize his words, the person on the other side continued to speak. "It's like this. I called you today just to ask if you are interested in letting your child enroll in our Imperial Military University. No need to go through any volunteer process. Our school leaders have agreed to send a special recruitment invitation to Lin Yi." Lin Guodong was confused. He opened his mouth and stuttered for a long time. Isn't Xiao Yi still taking the imperial examination? Director Chen on the other side was also stunned for a moment, and then explained, "Oh, blame me, I didn't explain it to you clearly. Our national college entrance examination this year was actually completed last night. Your child, Lin Yi, came first in the national college entrance examination and is the #1 scholar in the country." Lin Guodong heard the sound of the teacup breaking. I don't know who overheard it but was shocked, his hand slipped and he broke the teacup. Lin Guodong was trembling all over. What did you just say? Xiaoyi. First. Mr. Lin, your child has won the first place in the country. He is the top pick in the country this year. That the next moment, Lin Guodong felt like the world was spinning, a rush of blood rushed to my brain, it made him feel extremely dizzy. However, Lin Guodong quickly forced himself to calm down. He had experienced too many hardships, so he was naturally very wary of strangers. Are you, really from the Imperial Capital Army Wudaxia? Director Chen on the other side said quickly, my name is Chen Lu, and I am calling you from the landline of our Imperial Capital Admissions Office. You can check online. Lin Guodong didn't even understand how to use a mobile phone. Naturally, you can't use a computer to access the internet, but Xiao Ya was already typing Chen Li's name on the keyboard with his fingers quickly. After all, it is the 7th top professional college in the country, although there are many names with the same name as Chen Lu across the country. After searching, almost all the entries that come up are related to the Imperial Capital's military. Click in and take a look. The photos, job titles, relevant departments and phone numbers are indeed not fake at all. After Xiao Liao checked Lin Guodong's phone number again, he nodded to Lin Guodong. Chen Lu heard that Lin Guodong basically confirmed that he was not a liar. He continued, in addition, if Lin Yi can enter our school will consider the inconvenience for you two and your children to live in 2 places. So we decided to adopt a plan, which is to bring you and Lingjing to live in the Imperial Capital together. We will handle the permanent residence in the Imperial Capital for you and give you an additional high-quality residence within the 3rd ring road of the Imperial Capital. In addition, our school is also willing to pay you a monthly scholarship of 500,000 daxia coins. Thank you for your support and training of Lin Yi. Please give me monthly votes and recommended votes. Chapter 85 Boss, your character has collapsed. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 500,000. Hear this, everyone in the entire office couldn't calm down at all. Damn it. A high-quality residence within the 3rd ring road of Daijing. According to the current market conditions, the price has already reached tens of millions of daxia coins. In addition, they don't need to do anything, they just need to live in peace in the royal capital, which is the safest and top-notch base city in the entire Blue Star. Get 500,000 for free every month. It's said to be a scholarship, but it's actually a pension for Lin Guodong and his wife. Accept it. Why are you still hesitating? If it were him, his head would probably be like a chicken pecking at rice. Lin Guodong was completely confused. He didn't know the price of a house in the 3rd ring road of Daijing. I have lived frugally for most of my life and tried my best to support my children. He works underground day and night every day and earns more than 10,000 yuan a month. He feels that he is already very proud, but now someone else has offered a price 50 times that amount. He no longer knew how to reply. Hearing Lin Guodong's long silence, Chen Lu became a little anxious and quickly explained, Mr. Lin, these benefits offered by our school are just preliminary cases. We can discuss more details. I can help you get a scholarship of 700,000, 800,000, or even 1 million. Or if you have any other requests, just ask, we will meet them. That everyone in the office, including Lin Guodong, I actually heard a hint of humility in the mouth of the admissions director of a top university. He was already talking to Lin Guodong in a begging tone. However, Lin Guodong was not dazzled by the joy in front of him. He finally replied, Chen. Director Chen, I feel your sincerity. But specifically which school Xiaoyi wants to go to, even though I am his father, I cannot directly help him make the decision. I have to ask him. With that said, Lin Guodong picked up the public phone on his desk, dialed Lin Yi's mobile phone number. Since it was confirmed that the exam ended last night, there was no need for him to worry about disturbing Lin Yi's exam because of his phone call. Soon, the call came through. Lin Yi's voice came from over there. Hello. Xiaoyi. It's me. Lin Guodong's voice was trembling, after learning that his son has now become the number 1 in Daxia. Hearing the voice of their child again, no parent can feel calm at this moment. The next moment, Lin Guodong even shed tears. Dad, I have just returned to Dongjiang. I am still in Tianhai. I will go home later. Don't worry, don't worry. I should have called you as soon as possible to make sure you were safe. He heard his father's trembling voice. Lin Yi actually had a sore nose, although he is a time traveler, but 18 years after he came into this world, his parents gave him all their love. How can I not be touched at this time? Lin Guodong took a deep breath. Calm down the excitement in your heart and your longing for Lin Yi, bringing up the topic. Xiao Yi, that's it. I just received an admissions call from Imperial Military University. Their director promised me a lot of preferential treatment and wanted me to agree to let you enroll in them. I refused. I said I need your permission. Finish this sentence. Lin Guodong did not wait for his son Lin Yi's answer, but he was the first to hear a few loud curses. Fuck. Those bastards from the Imperial Capital Army and martial arts actually used such despicable and dirty tricks. Go directly to your parents, right? It's so despicable. Is classmate Lin Yi's father? Don't believe it. Don't believe every word and every punctuation mark said by those idiots from Imperial Army military. What kind of pheasant university are they? How dare they steal people from our Beidou? Mr. Lin. We are Chang'an Qilin University, 5th in the country. All the benefits given to you by the Imperial Capital Army will be doubled here. Shut up. We at Longhua College will pay you 5 times. Although Lin Yi's mobile phone is not a mobile phone, it will not miss sound, but I couldn't stand this group of people who came to recruit students. They were all top professionals, his ears were very pointed, and it was easy to hear what Lin Yi said on the other end of the call. At this moment everyone was noisy. Li Yuanjing was stunned. For a moment, the whole scene was like Lin Yi choosing a concubine. Everyone was eager for Lin Yi to choose them. The most important thing is that these universities are all truly top universities in Daxiao. He is often either 7th or 6th, there are even Qilin College and Longhua University ranked 5th and 4th. Normally, there would be more than a dozen candidates in Dongjiang who squeezed into these 2 universities, and he would be burning incense. Now, the 6th and 7th level bosses from these academies are as passionate as shrews. If I wrote those dirty words one by one, I might not be able to pass the review. Boss, your character is ruined. What about your usual aloofness? What about your usual arrogance? What about the high-end style that you have always been looking for? Why do you just ignore it at this moment? Lin Yi also had black streaks all over his head. He could only bite the bullet and say to his father on the other side, Dad, that's it, you heard it, they are also looking for me to talk about this matter. So, let's talk about it later. I'll hang up first and go home in the afternoon. Hang up the phone. Lin Guodong turned to Chen Lu, who had been listening all the time, and said, Director Chen, you heard it too, and I also know that it's not easy for you to recruit students. But this matter is up to Xiao Yi to decide. We won't interfere. That's it. After saying that, Lin Guodong didn't give Chen Lu a chance to continue talking nonsense, and hung up the phone directly. The moment he hung up the phone, Lin Guodong's phone rang again. After seeing the caller, Lin Guodong smiled and picked up the phone. Wife, what's wrong? On the other side, Lin Yi's mother Su Qingfang said, just now, the admissions director of some Magic City Magic Martial Arts University called me and said a lot of things. Our son got the top scorer. I already know. Just now, the Imperial Capital Military Martial Arts also called me. No wonder your phone is always busy. You didn't agree to them on behalf of your son? Lin Guodong, I warn you, you can't make this decision for Xiao Yi. We are husband and wife. I didn't agree to them, I just called Xiao Yi. He will go home in the afternoon. That's good. I'm off work. I'm going to buy vegetables now. You should also get off work early. If you really can't, ask for leave. Got it. Lin Guodong hung up the phone, feeling refreshed. As soon as he hung up the phone, everyone in the office surrounded him instantly. Director Lin, congratulations. Brother Lin. Your son has really soared to the sky. Surrounded by the entire office, Lin Guodong was radiant. He waved his hand. Hey, it's just a national champion. Is it necessary to call me while I'm at work? I thought it was a big deal. Look, you guys are just making a fool of yourself. Everyone who surrounded him was silent. No, Director Lin, your usual honest and simple personality has collapsed. Your Versailles quotes can be written into textbooks. Chapter 86 Explosion. 7 Top Universities, Crazy for One Person. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ahem. Xiaoi, let me introduce you. This is Director Zhao, the admissions director of Qilin College in Yuzhou Province. This is Dean Qin of the Firepower Sequence branch of Tianshan Beta University in Donglin Province. Although Li Yuanjing felt that these big guys in front of him had completely torn their faces, he was still one of the face-to-face figures of the Dongjiang Provincial Education Bureau after all. At this moment, he had to stay calm. Li Yuanjing and these people were mostly nodding acquaintances, and at least they had met once. They were all people in the Daxia education system, so he still recognized them. So he kept introducing these people to Lin Yi. At the same time, he would also introduce the background, ranking and outstanding professional colleges of the professional schools represented by these people to Lin Yi. Lin Yi, it's definitely right to come to our Qilin College. Not only are we ranked 5th in the country, but we have also opened a channel for outstanding students. As long as you enroll, you will immediately become an outstanding student without any assessment and enjoy a series of special treatments. There are currently 11 exclusive copies of our school, enough to cover you to complete the 5th transformation. Zhao Tian from Yuzhou Qilin College talked endlessly. It is obvious that he is very confident in his own college. Student Lin Yi, I tell you, you can't just look at the ranking, you also have to look at the colleges and departments. Although our school ranks 6th in the country, your profession is a mage, right? The teaching staff of the mage professional department of our school can be called the top 3 in the country. And the number of books in the skill library is far more than other schools of the same level. Student Lin Yi. Don't listen to the sweet talk of this old man. It's a low ranking, so what excuses can you make? Can you even boast about data like the number of skill library books? It's as if we don't have any in Longhua. Student Lin Yi, I'll just tell you one data. The colleges ranked 5th and later, until they are out of the top 100, can't get as much resources allocated from the general administration every year as the top 4 colleges in the country. The top 4 is greater than the sum of the other top 100 colleges. Do you understand what I mean? That the person sent by Longhua Academy this time was a young scholar wearing glasses. At this moment, his voice was not loud, but he said a fact that shocked everyone. Lin Yi looked at Li Yuanjing with some surprise. The latter nodded to Lin Yi. This means that what the teacher of Longhua Academy said is true. Resource distribution is so uneven. But before the glasses guy could be proud for a few seconds, amid the exclamations of countless onlookers and media people, the bright blue space crack suddenly opened above the hull. Longhua Academy is just shallow water. How can it accommodate a real dragon? An old voice sounded from the other end of the crack. Then, the space crack expanded rapidly, and an old man in a white robe stepped on the void and slowly walked out of the crack. Following him were 7 or 8 mage professionals who were also wearing robes and had a high temperament. The moment he saw the white-robed old man in the lead, Li Yuanjing couldn't hold it anymore. He couldn't stay calm. Han. Dean Han. Why did you come in person today? Han Shizai's eyes swept over Li Yuanjing, without much communication. Instead, he looked at Lin Yi, then he walked down from the air and smiled. I am late. I hope you haven't decided which college to join. Li Yuanjing immediately introduced Lin Yi softly. Lin Yi, this is Han Shizai, the principal of Yindian University, which is currently ranked 3rd in the country. This university only recruits students with professional mages, and the rarity of the candidates recruited all year round must be at least rare, and they must also have their own talents. The power behind Yindian University is the top guild of Blue Star Mages, Yindian. In this guild, the professionals above P5 management are already above level 8. Lin Yi was a little shocked when he heard this. Most of the top guilds in this world are actually like companies, and they are also divided into levels. P1 is the most ordinary member, P9 is the president of the guild, P5 is the middle management, but I didn't expect that the strength is so terrifying. Han Shizai didn't even need to say much, his appearance was so impressive, he had already crushed other top schools present. Even in the 4th-ranked Longhua Academy, the old man wearing glasses, who was very confident a second ago, has now become wilted. now that Li Yuanjing is helping him endorse, he is almost certain to win. Lin Yi is indeed somewhat tempted. This kind of school that only recruits magicians will undoubtedly be the best in this field, but after experiencing the scene of these top schools scrambling for people, Lin Yi's curiosity has been aroused. So, what are the top 2 schools in Daxia like? With his current performance, isn't it enough for them to invite him? While thinking, everyone heard a few sounds of breaking through the air. Then, amid a series of exclamations, a young man wearing a dark blue Taoist robe and a bun on his head came through the air on a flying sword. The crowd took the initiative to make way. Then, the young man who came on the sword took a step forward, and stepped down from the flying sword with extremely brisk and elegant steps. Junior Jiang Yun, meet Senior Han. Jiang Yun bowed. He saluted to Han Shizai. There were actually many people who were about the same age as Han Shizai, but Jiang Yun only saluted him, which showed the status of Han Shizai and Jiang Yun. Han Shizai, who was originally indifferent, showed a moment of dissatisfaction on his face, but this emotion was quickly suppressed by him. Why are you here? Where is your master? Jiang Yun smiled and said, Master is still in retreat and has not yet broken through the barrier, but this morning he was fascinated by my voice transmission and asked me to come and invite junior brother Lin Yi to join our Tianxian Daoyuan. Jiang Yun looked at Lin Yi with a burning gaze. Junior brother Lin Yi, my master told me that you have a lot of Taoist roots. If you are willing to join our Tianxian Daoyuan, he is willing to accept you as his personal disciple. Wow. The next moment, the whole scene was completely exploded. There was an uproar. At this moment, the atmosphere was pushed to a climax. Li Yuanjing and all the senior officials of the Dongjiang Education Bureau, as well as the media people in the entire Dongjiang, were deeply shocked. At this moment, including the Imperial Capital Army that had previously planned to steal the house, the 7 top colleges and universities that occupy the top 10 in the country gathered here. Click. The shutter sounds kept ringing. Countless reporters and media people were so excited. This is an explosive scene that has never been seen in the entire Dongjiang history of 100 years. 7 major colleges and universities are crazy just to compete for one person. This also indirectly proves the value of Lin Yi, the national champion. 5 rounds of full marks, creating history. 7 colleges compete together to create glory again, that they have thought of the title. Chapter 87, Once in a Century. The Great Xia's Number 1, Shenxiao's Special Recruitment. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Numb. Li Yuanjing was completely numb. He didn't know how to describe his excitement at the moment, and his gratitude to Lin Yi. It is foreseeable that today, these reporters and media people will go back. Their Dongjiang Education Bureau is really going to take off. While Li Yuanjing imagined a bright future, Lin Yi was confused. No, buddy, doesn't your style of painting match our current worldview? I traveled to a world with a Western fantasy style, right? You are flying swords, and you keep calling me master and secluded. Why do you feel that you have deviated to the fantasy side? Fortunately, there is Li Yuanjing, a humanoid self-propelled encyclopedia, who can popularize science for him. Tianxian Taoist Academy, the second-ranked professional academy in Daxia. Like Yundian, it also only recruits professionals from special professional departments, including Taoist priests, Qigong masters, knights and other special professional departments exclusive to Daxia. Lin Yi's heart moved. Wow, there are special occupations that are exclusive to a country. Well, it makes sense to think so. Then, according to this line of thought, do other countries also have their own exclusive occupations? What nonsense! What Taoist roots and Taoist essences! I think Yi Laozi has gone crazy with his practice. He is a magician. What does it have to do with your Tianxian Taoist Academy? Ah! Tell me, what does it have to do with it? Han Shizai could still hold it in. Hearing Jiang Yun's increasingly outrageous words, veins on his forehead popped out. I can't help it, I'm going to spray. Although Jiang Yun is young, and he came alone today, his momentum is not inferior to Han Shizai at all. He chuckled. Dean Han, why get angry? My master is a divine fortune teller. So far, he has never made a wrong prediction. Of course, we are not forcing junior brother Lin Yi to abandon magic and practice Taoism after he enters school. Master means that junior brother Lin Yi is a genius and should be able to practice both Taoism and magic. However, Master also said that he sent me here today just to let junior brother Lin Yi know his intentions. The fate of him and junior brother Lin Yi has not yet crossed. In Jiang Yun's words, he has already regarded Lin Yi as his own. He kept calling him junior brother Lin Yi. In fact, Lin Yi is now somewhat shocked by the divine fortune-telling of the master behind Jiang Yun. Although he thinks flying swords and cultivating immortals are cool, but Lin Yi really doesn't plan to join Tianxian Taoist Academy, at least not for now. He wants to reach the extreme on the road of magic first. Humph. He knows his own limitations. Han Shi snorted coldly. His eyes turned to Lin Yi and became fiery again. He was sure that no mage in this world could refuse Yin Dian. Lin Yi knew it too. At this moment, the old man was waiting for his answer, but for a moment, he felt it was a bit hasty to make a choice among so many schools. He wanted to say I would consider it, but in front of so many people, and these big guys came all the way to invite him in person. If he refused all the schools, that would be really rude, just when Lin Yi was thinking about how to start. Several shouts suddenly came from the outside of the crowd. Please, make way. Deputy Director Li. There is a very important call, please answer it. Li Yuanjing looked for the sound. He saw that it was his secretary Xiao Wu, who was holding the receiver of a phone in his hand, and was tiptoeing to call him anxiously. The next moment, the security personnel who were originally guarding the entire first-floor lobby of the Education Bureau immediately realized the urgency of the situation. They cleared a passage in an instant. After all, this is the territory of the Dongjiang Education Bureau, and the management from top universities also took the initiative to make way. Li Yuanjing saw the expression of the secretary. He knew that this call might be very important, otherwise, Xiao Wu would not insist on letting him answer the phone when he was so busy. He quickly pushed away the crowd around him, stood on tiptoe and stretched out his hand to take the phone that Xiao Wu had been holding. Li Yuanjing was shocked when he looked at the place where the phone belonged, Imperial Education Bureau. The superior called. Li Yuanjing did not dare to neglect it, and quickly put it to his ear and said, I am Li Yuanjing, may I ask? An old voice soon came from the other end of the phone. Xiao Li. The moment he heard the voice, Li Yuanjing was in awe. Meng Lao. When he went to Imperial Capital for meetings, he often saw this legend of the Imperial Capital Education Administration in the position of the chief meeting and the spokesperson. However, he was not qualified to talk to such a big man. Now he was panicking. Yes, it's me. Is Lin Kid next to you? Li Yuanjing said. Yes, he is next to me. Meng Yuanzhou continued. It's good that he is here. Ask him if he wants to join Shenxiao College. Li Yuanjing's hands trembled, the phone almost fell to the ground. He was shaking all over, and said incoherently, Meng Lao. Sorry. I was a little excited just now and didn't hear what you said clearly. In fact, Li Yuanjing heard it clearly. It's just that this is a top-notch matter, he must confirm it clearly. I told you to ask Lin Kid if he is willing to join Shenxiao College. After confirming that he heard it correctly, Li Yuanjing asked with difficulty, then Mr. Meng. Isn't the enrollment process of Shenxiao College extremely special? How could it be? On the other side, Meng Yuanzhou smiled and said, it's a special recruitment. I talked to Yang Changming, he was also very interested in this kid, and said bluntly that there is no need to go through the process of competing for the quota. As long as he agrees, he can enroll directly. Li Yuanjing only felt a thunder rang in his mind, but he did not forget his responsibilities. He quickly covered the mouthpiece of the phone, and then said to Lin Yi in a trembling voice, Xiao Yi, the vice president of Shenxiao College, Mr. Yang invites you to join Shenxiao College. We will still follow the special recruitment process and enroll directly. Are you willing to join? Li Yuanjing's voice was already very low, his phone was also encrypted and soundproofed, so no one else heard what Mr. Meng said, but at this moment, Li Yuanjing's voice could not be hidden from their ears. In just a moment, all the college admissions officers surrounding Lin Yi and Li Yuanjing were stunned, including Han Shizai. He never thought that Shenxiao College would take action. How could this be possible? This is unreasonable. Lin Yi was a little confused. Shenxiao College, is it the first college in Ardashia? Li Yuanjing nodded frantically. This time, even Lin Yi felt a little outrageous. As far as he knew, this top professional academy that had been ranked first in Daxia for hundreds of years never recruited candidates who took the college entrance examination that year. There is only one way to enter this university. That is, you need to study in other top 10 universities in Daxia for at least 1 year, and after 1 year, you need to be good enough and achieve many strict goals to have the opportunity to receive an invitation from Shenxiao, and you have to go through a cruel selection with other invited people before you can finally enter. At this moment, Daxia's number 1 actually opened the door to Lin Yi unconditionally. Chapter 89. Arriving at Shenxiao, freshmen are graded. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next morning, Lin Yi brought his parents to the teleportation hall in Jiangcheng. Although they always said that the things used at home were too old, they could buy new ones when they arrived in Daijing, but his mother Su Qingfang was still reluctant to leave, and packed up half of the things stored in the house yesterday. So Lin Yi hired a moving team in the morning, gave them travel expenses, and went to Daijing together. At 9 o'clock in the morning, Li Yuanjing showed up on time, and after a few greetings, Li Yuanjing took Lin Yi's family to Tianhai City through the teleportation array in Jiangcheng. Then he used the giant interprovincial teleportation array in Tianhai City to go to Daijing. After arriving in Daijing, he took Lin Yi's parents to move into the new home. Everything was done, it was already noon. In order to thank Li Yuanjing for his care along the way, Su Qingfang forced Li Yuanjing to stay and made a hearty lunch in the new home. Then he pulled Lin Yi, wiped his tears, and told Lin Yi what to pay attention to in college. In fact, Lin Yi's ears were calloused after hearing these words, but he still listened patiently. After everything was settled, Li Yuanjing took Lin Yi to Shenxiao. Uncle Li, I have always wanted to ask, in which province is Shenxiao College located? Is it in Daijing? On the way, Lin Yi asked this question. Li Yuanjing smiled mysteriously. You are lucky, you are currently in Daijing. Lin Yi was stunned. Currently, Lin Yi was a little confused. Li Yuanjing did not explain too much, but took Lin Yi to the square in front of the General Administration of Education. You should not be afraid of heights. Li Yuanjing asked again. Lin Yi became alert. He always felt as if something big was waiting for him. Before Lin Yi could answer, he saw a spherical object with countless data blue light flowing in it, falling from the sky. Then, the big iron ball unfolded like a lotus, and its internal structure was also displayed in front of Lin Yi. This is a flight cabin that is just big enough to accommodate 2 people, there is no control panel inside the cabin, and there is not even a place to sit. Let's go up. Li Yuanjing took Lin Yi into the spherical flight cabin. When the two stood still, the mechanical parts on the outside of the flight cabin that bloomed like a lotus flower gathered together and wrapped the 2 people. From the outside, this big iron ball is full of technology, but Lin Yi didn't expect that from the inside. This material is actually translucent. All the details in the cabin around him at this moment have become transparent. It's as if he is standing on a void. What kind of technology is this? Beep. After a burst of electronic sound, Lin Yi finally understood why Li Yuanjing asked him if he was afraid of heights, because the next second, he found that the flight cabin rose from the ground at an extremely terrifying acceleration. In just a blink of an eye, Lin Yi found that he was already several kilometers away from the ground. Even the tallest building in the capital was already under his overlooking. The height rose rapidly, but the speed was still increasing. Fortunately, Lin Yi was not too afraid of heights, especially after obtaining the skill of wings of the wind. Lin Yi, who had flown several times, was no longer afraid of being killed by falling. Seeing the prosperous imperial capital shrinking rapidly below, they soon arrived above the clouds. The urban scene below was completely invisible. Shenxiao Academy, is it actually flying in the sky? Lin Yi looked up at the sky. After arriving at the stratosphere, the sky was clear and there was no cloud or fog blocking the sky. Lin Yi could see a black shadow next to the sun. The black shadow looked like a huge ship. Lin Yi felt that the rising speed of the flight cabin he was in was about to break through the second cosmic speed, and the black shadow in the sky was also constantly expanding. when Lin Yi saw its full appearance clearly, he couldn't help but be shocked. It was indeed an extremely huge flying object. The material used under the flying object was similar to the material of the flight cabin they were riding. Both were dark gray with a hint of blue and hard in texture. After flying above the flying object, Lin Yi was surprised to find that the structure below should be the foundation of this aerospace mothership, and above, there was a scene like a paradise. The first thing that came into view was the towering green mountains at the tail of the mothership. The distant mountains were shrouded in clouds and mist, and there was a waterfall falling from the cliff. Lin Yi's eyes condensed slightly, and he seemed to see an extremely huge biological body in the mountain mist. The body was covered with thick scales, and the overall color was blue-gray, but it flashed by and disappeared in the clouds. The plains under the mountain were lush and the scenery was pleasant. Countless buildings were scattered in between. Lin Yi saw two large characters written in a dragon-like and phoenix-like style in the direction of the gate closest to him, Shenxiao. He never thought that Shenxiao Academy was actually built on top of a huge aerospace mothership. More importantly, the structure above this mothership was not a cabin. It's like a part of the surface of Blue Star was directly moved up here and the scenery was created afterwards. It's so spectacular. Shocking, right? When I first saw Shenxiao Academy, I was as shocked as you. This is the masterpiece of the former principal of Shenxiao, who is also the third god of war of Ardashia. This mothership was named Zhixiao Tianting by him, which is also one of the reasons why Shenxiao Academy got its name. Lin Yi looked around. He discovered that the location of Shenxiao was no longer just high. Further up, he could even see the dark and cold universe. The spherical appearance of the blue star below can already be seen. Come on, let's go report. The flight cabin landed, the door opened, and Lin Yi and Li Yuanhao stepped out. Enter Shenxiao Academy. Lin Yi was originally worried that Shenxiao would have difficulty breathing at such a high place. When he walked into the school gate, he realized that he was worrying too much. There is also a spherical barrier above the entire Shenxiao campus, which ensures that the atmosphere within it will not escape into outer space. There should also be corresponding air purification and filtration systems underneath the ship base itself. Hello, I'm here to check in the new students. Can you let me go? Li Yuanjing smiled at the guard guarding the school gate. Lin Yi just glanced at the guard uncle, feeling a little stunned. Good guy, are all the people who look after Shenxiao's gate already rank 6 professionals? The guard uncle looked at Lin Yi and said, admission notice. Li Yuanjing took out Lin Yi's admission notice and handed it to the uncle. After confirming it, the uncle opened the door and let him go. He also reminded, the first thing for new students to do when entering the school is to complete the grading. The registration office is in the building in front. Your relevant information should have been entered into Shenxiao's system, but without a rating, it is impossible to determine your accommodation environment and daily resource allocation. You are too late. There are already a group of freshmen who reported in advance like you and are preparing to take grades. Go quickly. If you miss this batch, you will have to wait until tomorrow to qualify. You might have to live on the street. Chapter 90, Challenge the 4th level. Is this guy too crazy? You are listening at novelfull.audio. If you don't have a grade, you have to live on the street. Aren't there student dormitories everywhere? Lin Yi felt Shenxiao's unique style. After Li Yuanjing thanked the uncle guard, he led Lin Yi towards the egg-shaped building not far away. At the same time, he patiently explained to Lin Yi, in Shenxiao College, there are 2 things that are most important to a student. One is credits. The credits are the same as the Daxia merit points you have already obtained. They can be exchanged for many good things in the Academy's treasure house. In addition, there is no way to graduate from Shenxiao without enough credits. More than 10 years have passed since entering Shenxiao, and there are still students who are unable to graduate because of insufficient credits. Besides the credits, it's the ratings. The higher the rating, the better accommodation you can get, and the freer and easier your life in Shenxiao will be. At the same time, ratings are also about access to resources for growth. Let's use the breakthrough magic crystal you are most familiar with as an example. As long as you reach a rating of B or above in Shenxiao, this thing will even give you one every day. In addition, when you enter the exclusive copy controlled by Shenxiao, depending on your rating, you will get a halo bonus. Big difference. Some copies do not meet the corresponding rating and are even inaccessible. So, in the future, if you want to do well in this place full of geniuses, you must try your best to improve your rating. In fact, when Li Yuanjing opened his mouth to explain, Lin Yi has already guessed the rating system very well, because this kind of system was too common everywhere in the previous life. Anyway, in one sentence, people with high ratings enjoy the world, people whose ratings are not high enough can only be used as cowboys for those with high ratings. It's that simple. Li Yuanjing took Lin Yi into the interior of the huge building. As soon as he entered, Lin Yi heard overwhelming cheers and shouts. At first glance, this looks like the registration office of some university. Instead, it's more like an arena. There are layers of spectator seats all around. The arena is divided into dozens of large and small stages. Directly in front of the podium is a huge spiritual crystal projection screen. A wonderful battle scene from one of the arena matches was played above. It was a fierce battle between a warrior professional and a knight professional. The warrior was wearing silver armor and holding a giant axe. Every time he slashed, his power was extremely terrifying. The knight on the other side was riding a war horse, holding a spear in his hand, and charged through the small field with extremely superb skills. The two sides were fighting with swords, and the fight was endless. Lin Yi also saw the battle information between the two on both sides of the big screen. Jiangcheng, grade 2. Level, LV.125. Job transfer situation, for transfers. Department. Qiyu, firepower sequence. Number of days of enrollment, 769. Mission experience, E level, 164 times, D level, 369 times, C level, 441 times, B level, 87 times, A level, 3 times. Rating, C level. Rank, 3742nd. This is the warrior professional holding a giant axe. Unexpectedly, it has already turned 4, and he's only in 2nd grade. Lin Yi instantly had an idea of the overall strength of the students in Shenxiao school. Level 4 professionals can already be called a boss in many guilds, and here, there are only more than 3,000 C-level picks. There are too many powerful people in Shenxiao. Hey, that freshman over there. It's you, you're here to report too, right? Come here quickly, the qualifying competition is about to start. Come and level up. Lin Yi was watching intently when he suddenly heard someone shout not far away and followed the sound. Sure enough, I found that he was calling me. Go, come on. Li Yuanjing smiled and patted Lin Yi on the back. Then he climbed up the stairs of the auditorium, intending to observe Lin Yi's grading. Which school did you get promoted to? The person in charge of registration was a middle-aged man. At this moment, he stared at Lin Yi with a scrutinizing gaze. Forehead. Teacher, I don't understand what you mean. Lin Yi was a little confused as to why the teacher asked this. I asked you where you got promoted from. Don't you even know your own school? This middle-aged teacher is obviously impatient. There was a hint of anger in his words at this moment, but the next moment, when he swiped Lin Yi's professional crystal card on the card reader, he was stunned by the message that popped up. Are you Lin Yi? It was my fault just now. I'm sorry. You are too special. You just took the college entrance examination this year. It's okay. Lin Yi shook his head, didn't take it to heart. He also understood why the teacher asked this before, because to Shenxiao, the so-called freshmen are all super elites from other colleges across the country. I am a special case among special cases. Okay, your registration is complete, let's enter. Oh, I was in such a hurry, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you the specific rules. Mine. Lin Yi was about to leave, but was stopped again. He was wondering just now whether the teacher should tell him the rules for grading. That's right, classmate Lin Yi. What you are participating in now is the freshman placement competition, which consists of 3 battles in total. In the first 2 battles, you will enter a special illusion copy. In the first battle, you will fight against monsters. In the second battle, the illusion system will randomly select a student from our Shenxiao Academy based on your performance in the first battle. generate a dummy, and compete with you in a 1v1 battle. If you win the second battle, then in the third battle, you will be on the stage of our Shenxiao arena. Then you select a student with your ideal rating and have a 1v1 battle with him. If you win, you will replace his current rating and ranking. Do you understand? Lin Yi nodded. Then step into the field. The middle-aged teacher let out a sigh of relief. Fortunately, he apologized in time, otherwise he couldn't afford to offend a super freshman who made the school's top management break a century-old rule and recruit a special recruit. After walking out of the registration desk, the middle-aged teacher looked at the big screen in the arena. Then I was stunned. On the big screen, the freshman who had just been sent to the first two battles of the qualifying competition, Lin Yi, suddenly appeared. Ah! He raised his hand and looked at his watch. How long has it been since? 1 minute. This guy passed the first 2 rounds directly. But why did the arena director choose to focus on him? This can only show that this current battle will be the focus of the current stage. Who did this guy choose? Under the middle-aged teacher's even more disbelieving gaze, Lin Yi's opponent information suddenly appeared on the right side of the big screen. Lin Yi, vs. Jiangcheng. Ah. 2 turns to 4 turns. Is this kid too crazy? Brothers, please beg me to read more. I am actually also a reader, and I understand everyone's desire to gain weight before reading. In fact, this is how I read too. But our website is for reading, recommendations, and income. If you can't catch up on updates every day, please open it on the weekends and take a look. After a week of stocking up, there are a lot of plots. It's great to watch. If you keep reading, you will die if you learn how to read. QAQ. Finally, let's talk about updates. It's not that I don't want to update more, but the editor told us that we should update twice a day to prevent involution and lead to bad habits. If you look at other books, they actually update twice a day. We always update them twice a day. It's impossible to disobey the editor's advice. So I can only ensure that the rhythm speeds up, and speeds up. I personally deleted all the chapters that I thought were watery. Now is the end of a major plot, a transition to a new environment, and a new plot. There is no way to catch up on it. I have tried my best. I just ask for some trust and patience from you readers. I will give you a satisfactory story. Thank you, author.